Welcome to Hank's Place. Did you know that Peter walked on water? Now, human beings cannot do that, but Peter did, for a while at least. You can read it in Matthew 14:22-33. For a while, Peter lived life above the circumstances, living a supernatural existence beyond the natural laws of life. He stepped out of that boat when Jesus bid him come. Peter did and lived the impossible. The wind was contrary, the waves were tossing that boat around, and Peter stepped out of the boat and lived above it all. Then we come to verse 30. It begins, but, trouble lies ahead. Seeing the wind, Peter became frightened and then began to sink. Now we cannot see the wind, right? But we can see the effects of the wind, though. And for Peter to see those waves meant what? That he had taken his eyes off of Jesus, taken his thinking off of Jesus' word to him, and instead placed them upon his circumstances. Pretty natural thing for most people. The result, though, is fear entered into Peter. It grabbed a hold of Peter. It engulfed him like the water a moment later. Thankfully, though, Jesus is in the search and rescue business. And he then grabbed a hold of Peter, lifted him up, saying, "Why did you doubt, O you of little faith?" The Greek conveys a very gentle sense to what Jesus was saying. Why did you doubt, O Mr. Little Faith? Or why did you doubt, O little faith man? Can you hear Jesus smiling and looking pleased with Peter in that expression? I certainly can. Consider today, my friend, a Chinese virus prowling about, seeking whom it may devour. You can't see it, but you surely can see the effects of it. And there are those who actually contract it and have symptoms, sometimes very severe. Secondly, there are those who walk in fear of it. Their eyes are on the virus, they're not on Jesus. And what little faith they may have had has long since vanished. They're ready to respond in hysteria to the media's fear-mongering. They're ready to contract the illness. Friend, don't you see? Don't you see? This is our opportunity to walk on those virus-tossed waters of this life. We don't have to live in fear. Even under the old covenant, we had protection if we believed. Read Psalms 91. 1,000 may sink on our left, or 10,000 into those waters on our right, but the devastating virus shall not approach us believers. Remember, Father has translated us out of the domain of darkness, and now we live in the kingdom of his beloved Son. Colossians 1:13, no virus there. Let's believe it. Let's walk in faith today, no matter how big those waves may be around us. Jesus is pleased with every step of faith we take, however small it may be. He's able to keep us disease-free and joyful, and you know what? And cause us to come alive